Are you experiencing early sobriety fatigue after you quit drinking? We're going to talk about it today. Soberdelic James Addiction Recovery live stream, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. Let's do this. My name is James. I'm a grateful recovering addict and alcoholic. I've been in early sobriety multiple times throughout my life. I'm currently on my 5th month of sobriety from deadly drugs like alcohol, benzodiazepines, opiates, meth, everything you can think of. I recently gave up pot. Let's talk about why we experience early sobriety fatigue. Now, I have an article up like I usually do, and I can see there's 12 of you here already. That is awesome. We're getting more and more people, more and more members. If you look at the pinned chat, there's a member sign up link. How you doing, Gail? Holly, I know you're out there. Welcome to everyone. While you guys join, I'm going to read this article on early sobriety fatigue. And I put the link in the description down below. Addiction to any substance can take quite a toll on your health. Getting tired and feeling down after you quit drinking, sometimes called sobriety fatigue, is one of the most common sets of symptoms people encounter in early recovery. This article will explain what sobriety fatigue is, why you might feel tired and sullen after you quit alcohol, and what you can do about it. Of course, this applies to early recovery, getting clean from most deadly drugs. Addiction is a mental disease. Sobriety fatigue and the effects of quitting alcohol. The human body is remarkable and capable of amazing adaptation, healing, and transformation. But healing takes time, and alcohol use disorder can play havoc with your physiology. It's important to be patient with yourself or someone else in early recovery. Sobriety fatigue is a common phenomenon experienced by millions of people when they put down alcohol after an extended period of relatively heavy drinking. If you've ever drank well beyond the point of moderation before, then you know that you don't exactly wake up feeling your best the next day. And let me see. Hey, what's up, Stephen Foss? Welcome. Have you experienced early sobriety fatigue, Stephen? Let me know if you'd like to call in and chat. I do have a number to give you, and you will be safe on the channel. Relatively. I experience early sobriety fatigue. I experience exhaustion in early sobriety. Number one is because hold on, just checking my levels here. If you're anything like me, you drank for years and years daily. And it's progressive, so it gets worse. There's 3 stages of alcoholism. The first stage is usually the fun one, is where you discover social drinking and the ease, the social lubricant alcohol provides. Stage 2 is a bit more serious. You start to drift away from social events. And stage 3 is dead ass. Delirium tremens, alcoholic hallucinosis, and death. I posted videos on this channel about movies and alcoholism. Leaving Las Vegas is one of them with Nicolas Cage. That's the 3rd stage of alcoholism. Shakes, sweating, hallucinations, death. Alcohol is the most deadly drug statistically, accounting for more deaths and injuries and illnesses than all other drugs combined. If you don't believe me, look it up. But drugs in general really aren't even meant to be in our system. Steven says, solution for that: to keep busy, go to as many meetings as you can, don't get caught up in the head. Meetings, AA meetings, are a gift. All you have to do is listen and take the gift Steven knows what I'm talking about. Let me know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. What's up, Miss Ford? How's it going? I know Miss Ford has had her recovery journey as well. Feel free to chime in on fatigue and early sobriety. The hangover is a result of a combination of factors including dehydration and chemicals created as we metabolize alcohol. Compounds called congeners are found in many alcoholic beverages, and in addition to ethyl alcohol, they have toxic effects and can increase hangover symptoms. The usual response to a hangover is rest and rehydration, and of course, the contraindicated hair of the dog method, which is to drink a little more to take the edge off. But sooner or later, you're not going to get to feel great from that. But all of the symptoms above come long before sobriety fatigue has a chance to set in. When a person who drinks more than a couple drinks every day stops drinking abruptly, they will experience withdrawal symptoms. I also have covered this in my catalog of sobriety and recovery videos. You can look up Soberdelic James Alcohol Withdrawal. It's important to note that physical withdrawal from alcohol can be dangerous and even fatal in some cases. I also have a seizure video, a grand mal seizure I experienced around 2010. You should never abruptly stop drinking alcohol if you are a regular drinker unless you consult a medical professional about it first. Medically supervised alcohol withdrawal maintenance includes benzodiazepines like Ativan, Librium, and things to prevent seizures and discomfort. Ideally, you'll want to admit yourself to a residential medical detox from alcohol. This is by far the safest and most comfortable way to stop drinking alcohol. The cold turkey method is not only very unpleasant, it can result in potentially deadly seizures, so self-detoxing from alcohol without medical supervision should be avoided at all costs. Back when I was younger, you just had to deal with hangovers. Into my 30s, they got to be dangerous, shaking, night sweats, nightmarish stuff. What's up, Kopic? Kopic hopes everyone staying blessed and their realities aren't too dark. Keep it light, people. Nail in your coffin, how you doing? Stephen Foss, I was riddled with anxiety attacks and depression, trying to get used to my new environment and new friends, and the journey ahead of me. A lot to take on and a bit overwhelming. Yeah, quitting drinking is overwhelming, especially if you're a alcoholic drinker like I was. It's your life. But don't get it twisted. Your new life is just beginning when you put down a drink. People may tell you that and you may not believe it. That's your addiction talking to you. Your addiction is scared of sobriety. It means it will fizzle out and die. Your addiction is scared of Alcoholics Anonymous meetings because it is the most powerful way to get healthy and sober. Mike Tucker, how's it going, partner? Vinny Vintage, good evening. We're talking alcoholic fatigue and exhaustion. We're talking hangovers that are a bit more than hangovers. We're talking shaking, cold sweats, nausea, vomiting, racing heartbeat, high blood pressure, seizures, cravings, confusion, disorientation, irritability, insomnia. All of the above symptoms are associated with the cessation of alcohol consumption for certain periods of time, but they aren't really what is meant by the term sobriety fatigue. But suppose you've stopped drinking. Perhaps you went to an alcohol detox program and alcohol use disorder treatment afterwards. Yet 30 days or more from your last drink, you still don't feel right. At this point, it's clearly not a hangover, so what's going on exactly? This reminds me of something called PAWS, PAWS, post-acute withdrawal symptoms. Long after you quit, there can be emotional symptoms, and a year is what they say, but it's not exact. It depends on the person, your drinking habits, your lifestyle, exercise, and diet. But post-acute withdrawal symptoms do occur years after, and this is where the program of Alcoholics Anonymous comes in as an effective tool to know how to live after your drinking days. The word alcohol is only in the first half of the first step of the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. So, in my experience, the 12 steps and program of Alcoholics Anonymous does help with sobriety fatigue. Because number one, people will be able to relate to you. What's up, Cap? Happy Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. For those of you who don't know, I do have a membership that you can join and get a cool, nifty little badge, or a tier you can join to get early access to videos, or I have a membership-only video tier as well. Also, it helps me keep my internet and lights on and helps feed my dogs. So consider it's at the top of the chat. Just scroll up to the pinned message. Here in a little bit, we're going to open up the phone lines and hear what you guys have to say about sobriety fatigue. Sobriety fatigue is complicated. It's often misunderstood. This is an article from firststepbh.com. I put the link in the description below. It's often misunderstood as just lingering physical symptoms that come after withdrawal as the body tries to adjust. That is certainly part of it. The body is always trying to maintain a certain balance or equilibrium. The process of the body trying to balance itself is called homeostasis. However, when someone is drinking a substantial amount of alcohol regularly, it can have profound effects on their physiology. Boy, howdy. It sure can. Alcohol is extremely damaging to the body physically and the mind mentally, as well as the spirit spiritually and emotions emotionally. You guys know I'm telling it. You guys know I'm telling the truth. Miss Ford has a new pick. Let me see what Miss Ford. What's going on, Miss Ford? Hi. Hey, what's up, Kat? Yeah, I see some small photos. If you join the membership, your photo and name will be featured on my channel. I have 11 members so far in the Soberdelic tier. Shades of Clarity, a fellow YouTuber on sobriety, is my newest member. And yes, Miss Ford is hot stuff. There was an ad just now. Yeah, perhaps. Soberdelic James is becoming hot shit in the sober addiction recovery realm. So don't be surprised if you see me on Oprah. Is Oprah still there? Our bodies do their best to adapt to this toxin, which is being repeatedly introduced into the system. Nature does what it can to attempt to maintain homeostasis when the drug, alcohol in this case, is removed. However, it takes the body some time to adjust and begin to produce the right amount of certain hormones and neurotransmitters again. But this is only part of what causes sobriety fatigue. The factors that are often overlooked are often situational. This reminds me of something my third sponsor told me years ago, and that is, scientifically and biologically, it takes about 5 years for you to get your brain back. Neurotransmitters are being recarved. This is called neuroplasticity. Depending on how you drank and for how long. Miss Ford, am I embarrassing you? I'm sorry, Holly. Hey, nail in your coffin demands everyone give a thumbs up and share this with an addict or alcoholic that you care about, or even one that you're pissed at. And say, hey, come join this cool stream, man. Mike Tucker should be getting his brain back soon. He's almost 5 years sober. It's not exact. It depends on your makeup, how long you've been drinking, and how active your brain is. Do you do crossword puzzles? Sudoku? Daniel Kopic, Jesus. They say 3 to 6 months for THC, 5 years for alcohol. You sure about this? My sponsor said 5 years for alcohol for the physical brain. I'm not. The mind is another subject. The brain, as far as neural pathways, brain cells don't regenerate, I don't think, unless science has changed since I was in high school. But as far as neural pathways and, well, emotional, spiritual, and even physical growth and regeneration. Yeah, my sponsor was dumb smart. He was a kung fu maniac, mad religious, and sober for like 20 years. Brain cells regenerate constantly and die. Huh. My mistake. I thought brain cells did not regenerate. I hope your brother's watching too, Vinny. Vinny Vintage is a member. Miss Holly Ford is a member. These are the cool people of the chat. This is the cool group, everybody. I'm getting a member average every 3 days. Are you going to be the member today to sign up? Let's read on Sobriety Fatigue. This is actually the first time I've read about this. How long does sobriety fatigue last? It depends on how long you were drinking and how much, your age and relative health, the robustness of your recovery and mental health, eating right and exercising. Diet and exercise. Holly, what were we just talking about earlier? Diet and exercise. Ever since kindergarten, they've been telling us to eat our vegetables. What up, Tony G? I'm thinking about becoming a vegetarian, y'all. Did you know that gladiators, somebody fact check this, gladiators were vegetarians. They eat, this is what a guy just told me. I never fact check it, but I'll let you guys do the fact checking. Daniel says, I'd imagine the most extreme examples are insanity levels. So yeah, that makes more sense. Probably 6 months to a year from dependent, the mental fog. Mental fog, I'm talking about the physical brain. It is said that 5 years you get your brain back, is what he told me. Mike Tucker says there does exist some level of neurogenesis under the right circumstances. Diet, exercise, your recovery robustness. Your boy Soberdelic's got a robust sobriety and recovery at this point. Jump on, hang on. I can do 30 push-ups in 30 seconds. Tony G. Microdose schedule, lion's mane. Word. Mushrooms, not only the psychedelic kind, but lion's mane, shiitake. Give me some others, Daniel. There's a lot of research being done in the realm of fungi, and I'm not just talking about me. I am a fun guy, but I'm talking about fungus, and I'm not just talking about my toe fungus. You basically have the brain cells you're born with. Well, not me. Number one, when I was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, and I was bluish purple. There go a bunch of my brain cells right there. Then, as my teenage years arrived, I did a slew of drugs and alcohol that could kill a small elephant. So there goes some more of my brain cells. Plus I had multiple head injuries and a coma and a seizure. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think brain cells do die from lack of oxygen. Things like passing out on purpose just to feel good. I don't know if anybody ever did that, but don't get any ideas in your head. It's really, really, really dumb. Chronic alcohol use shrinks the brain, primarily the frontal lobe. Nailing your coffin, dropping that hot knowledge. Don't do the veg thing, Vinny says, unless you know what you are doing. It's easy to become deficient, especially the fat-soluble vitamins. Cordyceps, chicken of the woods, huh? My man Kopic is a mushroom guru. If y'all have any questions, we'll be talking on the phone soon. If you'd like to call in, I'll put the number up. Your anonymity will be preserved, as you don't have to say your name, and you can disguise your voice. You can be like, hey, my name's Daniel Kopic. But you don't have to say your name. Getting sobriety one day at a time. There's nothing you can do about the past. You cannot change how much you drank or for how long. So we suggest focusing on the things you can control. Take care of your body, eat a healthy diet, exercise. Make sure you're taking vitamins to replenish what you've lost. People who drink a lot are particularly deficient in vitamin B1, that's thiamine, B6, B9, that's folate, and vitamin A. If you ever go to the emergency room for drinking or a detox, a lot of times you'll get what's called a banana bag, and that's a lot of the B vitamins, vitamin A as well. Remember, easy does it. This is one of the most important things to remember. It's a simple idea, but not always easy to implement. Be kind to yourself. Show yourself the patience and forgiveness you would a loved one. Self-care is an essential part of recovery and taking care of both your body and mind, and showing yourself patience, love, and kindness. These are the best ways to overcome sobriety fatigue. Be gentle with yourself. Treat yourself like you would a sick loved one. One of the most promising times in my life, including right now, is when I stopped calling myself an idiot. Like, you dumb idiot. You know how we talk to ourselves that way. And I started calling myself bro. Hey, easy does it, bro. You're trying, you're doing your best, you're just human. Those of you know, I am all about the program of Alcoholics Anonymous or the 12-step program of Narcotics Anonymous. Or if you have any other compulsive behaviors like shoplifting, sex and love addiction, codependency, there are 12-step programs for those as well. But I'm all about it. And my sponsor said, the ego isn't just something that blows your head up and makes you feel like a king. It also brings you down and makes you feel like you're nothing. The local Smitty's on the scene, home from work. How's it going? It's going well, man. How's your fatigue levels doing, Smitty? Mike Tucker, it takes a stroke victim a long time to recover. Most never do completely. I'll tell you a story about when I was in recovery from my coma, trying to learn how to walk again, and they put me in with a bunch of stroke victims. Let me finish reading this article. Smitty said my grandpa suffered from a bad stroke and couldn't walk. Talk the rest of his life was a few years. Nayland says my son had 2 strokes, one 3 years ago in May, and another St. Patrick's Day. Bad stuff. Strokes are scary. Smitty says fatigue levels are all right. May take a little mushrooms instead of drinking. That's a good idea. Sorry to hear about your son, Nayland. Let me read the back half of this article. It's only a paragraph long. Oh, that was the end. Goody! now we can hang out. Business is done. Looks like somebody just liked for 10 likes on the stream. This makes me feel happy. The more people, the more popular this channel gets, the more people we can all help. And the more chances I will get rich, buy an RV, and come to your town and pick you up. And have a big old party. Oh, somebody fixed it. It's 11 likes. Man, I'm getting super stoked. Oh! Kat just became a member. Kat, welcome to the crew. Soberdelic, no doubt. Oh, Soberdelic fan. My first tier 2 member. Now you'll get early access to videos and shorts I drop. And a couple other things. And you have a special badge as well. Good for you, Kat. And good for the channel. As you may or may not know, YouTube likes popular channels. So not only will I be able to feed my dogs and pay my bills, but we will also be able to reach more and more addicts every night. Because this is a very rewarding thing that is keeping me sober. It's giving me a reason to wake up, and I love each and every one of y'all. Hell yeah, Kat. Gotta keep your internet on. That's right. Thank you, Kat. Oh, look at your picture. Hello, Kat. Wait, I want to see it. A bigger version of some of y'all. Let me stop. Kat, are you feeling fatigued? Is anybody feeling sobriety fatigue? In my experience, the world is exhausting. We drink because, well, alcoholism and addiction is a mental illness. So we seek mind-altering drugs, man. Local Smitty, glad you are in good spirits today. Saw the stream a few days ago. Something when it was a rough day. Yeah, my sister has fallen victim, and it's cost her the ultimate sacrifice, her life. Addiction has cost her her life. My sister Leanne. I did a stream with her when she called in a couple years ago. I put the stream public. If you look up Soberdelic James, my sister calls in. You can watch that, but wait until after this hour-long stream, please, because this is going to be a good one. To have all of you here and to have your support and your patronage and your participation. I mean, you don't know how much it means to me. It really does mean something to me. As far as the disease of alcoholism, it goes a lot deeper than drinking. Drinking and using drugs is just a symptom of addiction. After you stop that symptom, you still have the disease, the alcoholism. It's an ism, not a wasm. So it's something that you have your entire life. So far, there's not a cure for it, but there is treatment, and that's the 12-step programs of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. I'm feeling I feel well. If I was drinking or using still, it would be devastating. A lot of the drugs and alcohol is a depressant, and a lot of the other drugs I take are depressants. So when life hits, when you're still using, I'm able now to be, I'm going to visit my older sister, and she and I are going to take care of the logistics of the memorial and all of the pains in the asses that you have to do when the inconvenience of Death is never convenient. When it rains, it pours. And my sister especially has gone through, my older sister, it's my younger sister who passed. It was a heroin overdose. My older sister has experienced not only her death, but the death of our mother from lung cancer, another addiction-related malady, and also the passing of her life partner and husband, which was unrelated to addiction, but one might say addiction is well, we're not even going to talk about the dead like that. I talked to her name was Leanne. I talked to my younger sister very recently, and she was unafraid of death, and she was right with God. And miserable. I mean, addiction is not a hayride. It is not a walk in the park. Just wild addiction is hell on earth. And a power greater than you can relieve you from it. I have recently, I've been doing this channel for a long time. I was sober for 8 years, started the channel in 2018. I had found God, done the steps, but drifted away because, as we talk about on the channel, addiction it's cunning, baffling, and powerful, and it will, if it has all the time in the world, and it will slowly work on you until you are ready to drink or use again. Stephen Foss says he had a stroke in 2020. Then COVID hit, and my doctor said I couldn't go to groups of people. I miss my indoor meetings. Well, you can now. I go every day. I went to one today, 2 yesterday. I also do sober activities with the Phoenix. If you don't know, there's an app called the Phoenix, and it's a nationwide app that you can go to free stuff like rock climbing, yoga, pool playing, cardio, CrossFit, hiking, stuff like that. And I'm actually going to start up a disc golf event. Disc golf is my baby. And I would have never found the joys of disc golf if it weren't for sobriety. I learned about it in the rooms of AA, and that's who I disc golf with, recovering addicts and alcoholics. You wouldn't believe how many friends you get in sobriety. Well, thank you, Stephen. You guys help me, and you guys give me something to do. I'm finding my stride in this channel again, and God willing. And I feel so grateful to have received the gift of sobriety, Alcoholics Anonymous program. Just to be able to survive as an addict is a gift. And people say it's a lot of work to get sober. It can be, but it also can be just taking the gift of sobriety, just walk into the rooms of the 12-step programs and say, I need help, and just take their suggestions. It's very simple, although it's not that easy. But take it from me, as you watch me get better and better each day, I hope to be an example of what God and the program of alcoholics can do for a pitiful alcoholic like myself. But like I said, you guys help me, and you give me something to do. I have a tainted past, a spotty work resume, and I really don't know how to operate. This is one of the only things I seemingly can do. I do it well. I have a lot of fun. I learn a ton doing these streams. For instance, I just learned about sobriety fatigue, and I'm going to continue to look into it. In my experience, I thought my fatigue was just because I'm getting older, or maybe I don't have a good I thought it was because I'm not doing something right. But go easy on yourself, people. We got dealt a bad hand. Aloha, Bonnie. Are you from Hawaii? I appreciate when you guys say that as well, how much it helps. I really, really do. I know what I know how it feels to need help. I mean, I need help every day, and you guys help me. My sponsor helps me, but I know what it feels like to need help. You don't want to admit it. You're like, I can trudge through this neck-deep mud some more. It starts getting up to your nose, and you start to suffocate. Bonnie had lived in Aho. I don't know how to pronounce that, Bonnie. Knight Commander. I'm so impressed you managed 5 months. I remember your relapse and didn't think you would get out of it. It was pretty intense. It was. I took the videos down. I still have them, though. I might make something useful out of them. I gotta let my dogs in. They're scratching on the door. I'll be right back. Honolulu, Oahu. Oh, my singing career? What was it yesterday? 3 times a lady. What's up, Tom? And thanks again for signing up for the membership, Kat. You're my first second-tier member, and you make member number 12. Like I said, I hope you look like you got a professionally pretty picture. It looks like you guys are some good-looking people. I see. I can only see a couple, because I don't know much, but I know I love you, and that may be all I need to know. How was it? Here's the deal about singing. I can do impressions of people. So what I do is I do an impression of a good singer. And my mom was always like, "Why are you always joking around? Why don't you sing for real?" I don't really. I don't know. I can't find my voice, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. And I can do things like, whatever. I promise to entertain you along this journey, your journey and my journey. Because man, is it a rough road. If you're here, you or a loved one suffers from addiction, death, strokes, fatigue. Just the way the world beats us up is unbearable at times. So it's good to laugh. In fact, I have a joke. If you see a person with a broke down car on the side of the highway, how do you know he's an alcoholic? Because he's the one that's calling the suicide hotline instead of AAA. He's on his phone like, oh shit, man, I can't handle this. I got a flat tire, son. Jokes aside, your commitment to do this daily is so incredibly helpful for me this last few days, particularly. Hell yeah, Kat. That means the world to me. I know how it is. For me, it gets tough. And I've been looking forward to this stream. Man, I love doing this. And I appreciate you guys facilitating it as well. And anybody that decides to help support the channel, here is what you will receive. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would. Hey, yeah. A little James Brown coming at you. Wait, maybe I should put it over here. Yeah. There we go. I'll put it right here. Wow, I feel good. Oh, we can't put it there because then you can't read it. I'll put it over my face, and we'll get it bigger, like this. And then we have such people as Miss Holly Ford. Wow, I feel good. Who else we got? Oh, here's don't forget the super chat button. And I'll mix it up a little. You wouldn't believe what it takes to get that James Brown to work. I mean, pay the cost to be the boss. Pay the cost to be the boss. Oh, and Miss Ford. Miss Ford is one of my longtime viewers, longtime commenters, now a moderator and possible Soberdelic staff. We're still discussing. Mike Tucker's also been here for damn near 5 years. He's in his 5th year of sobriety. He's doing it white knuckling. He claims he's the first man on planet Earth in history to be able to do so. More power to you, brother. Although I want to hear about your first AA meeting sometime soon. The joy that comes from Alcoholics Anonymous is a gift. Don't let any trolls out there tell you anything otherwise. Everything that Alcoholics Anonymous says in this book can be trusted, abided by, and applied. And in the rooms, it's something special. You can take my word for it. You can take it to the bank. And in there, you can mention, I'm experiencing some fatigue in early sobriety and recovery, and you'll get support. Nayland comes here to sort through things I grew up around. I have a pretty good understanding of alcoholism in particular, but there are things I'm still working on, I guess. Well, we're all continuing to work. It says right in the book, more will be revealed. We claim spiritual progress, not spiritual perfection. Progress, not perfection, Nayland. What other book recommendations does anyone have? The big book, of course. Just wondering if anyone has read anything they found helpful in addiction. I'm reading a book called Drop the Rock. It is associated with Alcoholics Anonymous. If you want something other than Alcoholics Anonymous related literature, I once read Sober for Good. I also like Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And if you guys give me a minute, I can link the link to that and get paid a small commission if you buy the book. Greg Allman, The Cross I Bear. Oh, Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He was a speedballer, cocaine and heroin. Almost died under a bridge multiple times. Under the bridge downtown is where he used to go. Did these books make a difference in your use in active recovery or just sobriety? I mean, I rarely read or did anything productive or spiritually progressive in active addiction. But Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis, that's a good one. There's a couple others. There's the Heroin Diaries, I think. A New Earth, I read. Tully is amazing. One of the happiest times in my life is when I was actively reading The Power of Now. Daniel Kopic, Anthony Kiedis is the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he is a former heroin and cocaine addict. He mainlined, speedballed heroin and cocaine. Straight to the brain. They almost lost him. Flea too, but more so Anthony. Scar Tissue. That's a good one. It's inspirational. But any alcoholic would be doing themselves an injustice if they didn't read the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. The first 164 pages haven't changed in damn near 100 years. 1930s, 1939, or 1940s when it was written. Bill and Abby and Dr. Bob, I think it was Abby, they were the first Alcoholics Anonymous. Drugs and alcohol are fun. That's the first stage, is discovery of drugs and alcohol, and we're young and malleable, and our livers are brand new and regenerative, so we beat ourselves up in our teens and 20s, and I'm feeling some of my injuries from then. But recovery is no joke. It is, in the book they describe it as being rocketed into the fourth dimension of existence. I'm experiencing a freedom, joy, and happiness that I've never experienced. In the rooms, the slang term for early sobriety, feel-good emotions and stuff is called the pink cloud. I've also covered this in a couple videos. But it is sustainable. Although everything passes, this too shall pass. But the happiness, joy, and freedom that one discovers in recovery is no joke. And it's contagious. Yeah, I was just talking about that, Daniel, how it's been quite of a miracle that I didn't try heroin. In the hospital, after my car crash, coma, and recovery, I did receive Dilaudid, which is, I think, synthetic heroin, and I was instantly addicted. I got it every 4 hours, and if I was asleep, my body was so addicted it would wake me up at the 4th hour when it was time to get my shit, and I would click the fucking Dilaudid button to get the nurse in there and slam my veins full of Dilaudid. But I often thank my lucky stars that heroin never entered my wheelhouse as an active addict. Like I said, it kills people, and this time it's hit close to home. It killed a family member of mine very recently, and I gotta go spread her ashes this week. My Cross to Bear. Is that a book, Vinny? Here, give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves while I get some links to these books. Let's see. Here is Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis. Let's look up well, we're talking addiction books. I might as well put the big book. The big book is good reading. Don't even get it twisted. It is good reading. It's well written and it relates directly to you, so that's always fun to read. But it has a crap ton of wow factor, I call it. Here it is. I'll put the link to the big book as well. I'm not sure if these are my Amazon associate links. 14 likes. I'm liking how you guys are thumbing up the stream. Here is the big book. These are on Amazon, of course. Kat, the newest member of the Soberdelic James channel. Thank you. With the prices I made for the monthly membership, it would take me a bunch of members to actually, be sustainable. But I'm looking to reach as many addicts and alcoholics as possible, and make my little living out of it. And trust me, I don't need much. Never been put on anything like that, but after my girl's epidural, she had received Dilaudid and isn't the same person. 2 years later, became abusive, cold, and just unpleasant. I'm taking that to mean. Oh, well, thank you, Kat. You guys are angels. Oh, let's turn this music down. Sounds like a porno in here now. I'm like, thank you, Kat, for your membership. Speaking of members, boom, boom, boom. Oh, man, I mean, I've been one, and let me know if you can relate. I've been the type of person that didn't really even know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I mean, even up till now, this is the closest thing to a dream that I can conjure, and with a little work and you guys, of course, it is coming true, and man, is it rewarding. So I can't thank you enough. Bow, wow, wow. Hey, where's Seem to have some people missing in the chat tonight. Sobriety fatigue. It comes down to this. All your life you are used to taking drugs, alcohol, maybe even nicotine, just drugs. I mean, have you ever tried to quit caffeine? It's difficult. It's like they conditioned us to need these drugs, alcohol especially. You know, there's rituals when you turn 21, people are buying you free booze and shit. Being human is hard, Kat says. We have to laugh a lot for any reason, or no reason at all. I'll tell you another joke. How do you know, or what do you call two alcoholics in a U-Haul, driving a U-Haul? Well, that's called a second date. Well, Nicky Noodles is in the UK. Most of even though the UK represents about 10% of my audience, the majority is in America, the Americas, North America, mainly the USA, Canada, and South America. You call it a second date because alcoholics, when you get into recovery, you're real quick to hook up. That's the whole 13 stepping that you hear about. People, you're emotionally vulnerable, you're wide open for new forms of dopamine and serotonin. And when you meet someone, you're like, yes, we're getting married. Like it happens extremely fast. Because look, you got a brand new life and you find romance and you're like, this is the one. But that, you know, I mean, there's people that I know, one of my sponsors met his current wife in the rooms. And I know some people like that as well, the rooms of AA. When I say the rooms, it's the rooms of AA and NA. They say right in the big book, Kat, we are not a glum lot. We're not a glum lot. I was just laughing today in my meeting. Usually AA meetings are a blast. And if they're not, you know, you just wait for the next one, or they're either emotionally moving or there is jokes being thrown around. I know a men's meeting I go to, there's this 80-year-old man that he'll share a heartfelt share, some crazy story, and then he'll tell a joke, a dirty joke, because it's a men's meeting, so dirty jokes are allowed. I'll tell you one I heard just yesterday. A fellow alcoholic told me. A American soldier was in a bar in France, and a pretty young thing came in and went to the end of the bar. She raised her arm and said, "Barkeep, let me get a drink." She had hairy armpits like the French do, the French ladies do, and the American soldier, the American GI said, "Barkeep, give her whatever she wants on my tab, because that's one hell of a woman." And the barkeep says, "Well, you don't even know her. How can you tell?" And the drunk GI said, "Any girl that can lift her leg that high to order a drink is some kind of woman." Nofap. Hey, the disease of addiction is a disease of self. And I'm on Nofap as well, because look, ain't nothing quite, I mean, there's few things as selfish as suicide and addiction, but masturbation has got to be up there in the top 5 as one of the most selfish acts. You like these alcoholic jokes? He said, any woman that can lift her leg that high. because she had a hairy armpit. She's French. She's a French woman. My boy G.I. wasn't used to that. G.I. Joe. Yeah, the Nofap, don't get it twisted. Sexual pleasure, drug pleasure, the pleasures we get instantly from drugs, sex, instant gratification like vegging out in front of Netflix and shit. These are all pleasures. Pleasure is the lesser form of satisfaction. Doing things with discipline like Nofap, which is essentially no masturbation and no sexual activity, traditionally for 90 days to try it out, you'll find out a lot about yourself. For one, for you guys that are aging, it may or may not increase testosterone. I'm no doctor, but I definitely heard that. It also disconnects your neurotransmitters, your brain. It disconnects your mental expectations of pornography. I don't watch porn. Now, don't get me wrong, I maintain, because any of y'all know, if you don't maintain, it's wet dream time and you'd be, skimbly bimbering all over your bimbers. But, there's a maintenance requirement depending on your age. But, I'm not beating off every minute, every day, and I'm not gonna lie, as an addict, I seek instant dopamine, instant serotonin, instant gratification. So there were times in my life where sex, drugs, and rock and roll, I couldn't get enough. And I mean, I may be as qualified as the next guy to attract sex, but not all the time. Sometimes you need a little self-attending to, you know what I'm saying? But your appetite varies. And if you abstain from that, and that's the Nofap that people are talking about in the streams, in the chat box, Nofap is actually, I have experience with it, and it's definitely worth it. You discover some very valuable things about yourself. And in my opinion, here's my little analysis of it. It's not a little analysis. It's an average size or a plus average size analysis. The longer I go without evaporating, the more my body wants sex, and therefore tells my brain how to be more charming. So like, your personality metrics go up the longer you abstain from satiating your sexual urges, in my opinion. My body's like, dude, you need to have sex. Tell this girl the best joke, and all of a sudden I'm just like the funniest guy on earth. Because we all know that the funny bone is connected to the vagina bone. Fapping is, sure, it's better than drinking, but just like an active alcoholic, would you rather be a recovering alcoholic or just a drunk that drinks? Nobody wants to be a fucking 24/7 fapper. It's gross. First few months it was rough. Now I just feel way more energy. My muscle mass increases with barely any exercise, and I don't crave sex or thoughts of it, which only lead to. Yeah, I think just testosterone in men go up. The next person I sleep with is going to be my life partner, Miss Ford says. Now there's a lady. Hey lady, you know what I love. Hey lady. What's that Tom Jones song? lady. What's that Tom Jones song? One of my favorites. Skimbly fappin' bimbers, Vinny. Hey, as I gain momentum in the channel, I may, start making t-shirts again. Skimbly fappin' bimbers sounds like a good one. When I was in my 20s, Kat says, I'd get hammered and hook up. In my 40s, I'd get hammered and isolate. I don't have the wherewithal to masturbate. Yeah, and that's... Hey, I'm in my 40s too, Kat. Just random information. Oh yeah, she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. Talking about my little lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. I might have to practice that one. Kopic says, only leads to previous thoughts of my partner, so I'd rather not think about sex at all. I suppose it's not an issue now until I got time in life for a relationship. That's what I'm talking about. And also, when you do the Nofap and sobriety and recovery, you start becoming you. Self-respect, self-esteem is no longer a stranger. So, you start respecting and loving others as well when your self-love and self-respect and self-esteem comes. And, you know what I mean? And you start walking down the street being like, she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. Tom Jones is big shoes to fill. I don't know about that one. Talking about my little lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. You see what I mean? I can only do impressions. I can only do you know what I mean? An impersonation of a singer. You know what I'm saying? It seems like a foolproof plan to be a good singer, intimidate a good, or impersonate, do an impression of, impressionate. I don't know, man. Shit. Love and happiness. Love will make you do wrong, make you do right. Hee hee. Little Al Green coming at you. Soul ties are a thing, people. Be careful who you sleep with. Soul ties. For real. Soul ties. What about soul food? Miss Holly Ford's got a pretty new picture too here. I can't really see these. How do I blow this up? I want to see y'all. Kat, you want to call in as the newest member? I can put my 518 area code phone number on the screen and you can call in and be on the internet. You don't have to, of course, and nobody really has to, but if anybody ever wants to call in, make sure you let me know. And we'll do the damn thing. To sum it all up, though, sobriety fatigue is a thing. Go easy on yourself. Easy does it. First things first, all the time. That's your health, mentally and physically. You gave up a big chunk of your life, drinking, using. You can grieve for your addiction. It was like our partner. I mean, it's like Kat said, in my drinking days, I was isolating and drinking, no social life. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I won't put you on blast. You can say no. No is a complete sentence. That's another good saying to live by. When self-respect accompanies you on your journey finally, like it has been in my recovery, you don't have to explain. No, period. It's kind of hard in these times to say that to somebody because people get offended so easily, but if no is the answer, no, period is a complete sentence. And I'm not offended. You ain't gonna give me your digits. Fine. I'm just playing. Kopic says, yeah, well, I dream every night. Alternate realities where my life ain't shit and it's pretty much exclusively with my partner. Sort of get affected by long-term partners, not just through bonding spiritually, but your subconscious. Aw, Daniel still loves his ex-girlfriend. I'm just kidding, man. That was mean. Yeah, set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? We learn boundaries in recovery. 6 hours in the hospital, Michael. You're in the hospital, buddy. How you been doing? I mean, what's the deal? How'd you make out? What was the diagnosis? Nalian said, shit, to hear that. Shit, Michael, shit. If you want to talk about it, Michael, we're here. Kat, that sounds like discussion in the rooms of AA. I don't know if you go. It's anonymous. You don't have to tell me, and I'm not asking. But in the rooms, I hear a lot of that. In fact, in the book, there's stories of men and women that, in all other aspects of life, prime specimen of a human being. But when it comes to alcohol, all bets are off. And that's how we all know it's a power greater than we are, this disease of alcoholism. Michael says 16 cops showed up to my house when I left. My dogs are barking. Hold on. Be right back. A lot of cops showed up. What was your charge? What did you do? What'd you do? Michael, I'm sorry to hear about your rough times. If you'd like to share them with us, that's cool. I'll support you any way I can, buddy. 6 hours in the hospital. Jails, institutions, and death. Did it involve alcohol, Michael? You said you haven't drank in 2 months. Not okay. Did it involve alcohol, I wonder? I'm just curious. Michael, you have us worried sick, young man. They wouldn't even treat you. What were you seeking treatment for? If you don't mind me asking. There are resources. I suggest AA. It's a free resource with an infinite amount of support. My dogs are barking at something. Michael, yes, you went to the hospital and they wouldn't treat you. Is there any more you'd like to share? "988. I've heard they can actually be helpful." Let's see. Oh, my dogs are really acting up now. There might be something outside. What is the number 988? Help is available. 988 is a suicide and crisis lifeline. Michael, have you tried calling 988 as ES has suggested? Oh boy, my Mikey. My dog's name is Michael, Mikey, and he don't take that as an insult. He's one hell of a young man, and right now he's raising ruckus. I'll be right back. Michael, so far your story is police went to your house, you went to the hospital, they didn't treat you. It's alright if you don't want to share. We hope you're safe. We hope you're sound. I hope you're sober. There isn't a problem in this world that drinking can't make worse. I hope you remember that. Yeah, Kat, I have some, I'll show you a picture of my dog here. Let me find it, and I'll show you a picture of my Mikey. Well, here he is as a puppy. Young Mikey. There he is as a puppy. Let me find another one for you of him as a grown dog, a grown young man. I love my dogs. I have a lot of them on I have a lot of footage on my channel with my dogs. There's a picture of my girl. I have my girl and Mikey. Let me see if I can find one of the both of them. Here's one for you. That's that's Samuel Jackson. He is my dog, you know, of a different nature. Find you some pictures to cheer you up, Michael. There's me and a random dog. Here's a couple viewers rocking a Sober James shirt. This guy's name is Sean. Rocking the Soberdelic James shirt. Yours truly. I'll make some more shirts. There's another Soberdelic fan rocking a shirt. There he is. All right, let me find a picture of Mikey as a grown dog. Well, we may be shite out of luck. Oh, here's a picture of a Phoenix event, a yoga event. This is an example of things you can do in sobriety. Yoga. There's yours truly in the middle with some, look up the Phoenix app. You can do shit like this, and it's free. It's a blessing. The Phoenix app, it'll have a picture of a rising phoenix bird. Y'all are great. 19 viewers. Well, while I got you here, and before we let this excellent addiction recovery live stream come to a close, check out the link at the top of this stream. I'll put it in again for those of you who are interested in supporting the channel and becoming a member for perks. I'll put the link up. There it is. All right, yeah, I can wait. Yeah, Phoenix Recovery is a sobriety modality that, if you look up the Phoenix app on your phone, look for a red bird, a phoenix, and Tremelia Jackson. I was actually about to do my yoga, and you pop up also mindful meditate. It's very helpful in recovery. Yeah, Tremel Jackson. Check out the Phoenix app. There might be a free yoga session near you with like-minded individuals. It's good to see so many new names. I stream every day at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time. Subscribe and hit the bell for addiction recovery support. You help me and I help you. Skimbly bee, skimbly boobs. It's so good to see y'all. There goes OJ Simpson. Rest in peace, OJ. OJ, rest in peace. Juice. Rest in peace, Juice. Hey, Copic. Hey, thank you, Daniel Kopic. That is very supportive. Thank you very much. 2 members on the scene. Very good stream. Thank you. That helps tremendously in my quest for, well, my identity. I want to leave this world, hopefully in a long time from now, and say I helped some people. Thank you very much. Now I can sleep, right? I was stressed out. That was part of the whole relapse, was what the hell am I going to do for, who am I going to be? What am I going to do? I don't want to just, do some other job like electrician or build cars anymore. I want to help people. Aw, Kopic, you the man, bro. Thank you. Vinny, FOJ. Yeah, I had that same opinion too, but he had his struggles and he's a fellow human being, and man, he almost chopped some heads off, so you know what? Fuck OJ. The reason I did that, the reason I said that, and I'm very sorry for anybody that I offended, the reason I said rest in peace OJ is because, and Norm MacDonald would be rolling in his grave. Hey, if you want to hear my thoughts on OJ Simpson, go to my live stream where I dropped 18 grams of mushrooms and started freestyling about OJ Simpson. Just look up Soberdelic James 18G psychedelic mushrooms. So I didn't mean to offend anybody by saying rest in peace. But a friend of mine recently pointed out that, and I'm not saying he was right or wrong, I'm just saying apparently his wife was driving around he was letting her new lover drive OJ's car and milking him for every cent he was worth, and stuff like that. None of us know any of the story because media is twisted, so I don't know shit. And unless one of y'all knew OJ personally, we don't know shit. The media is twisted. The world is twisted. But he did basically behead 2 people, so I'm with you. Fuck OJ. So fuck the easily offended. Where you at, cat? What's your address? I'm just kidding. When I've recovered from this recent bout of stress, James, and I do a DMT, I'll try and send a message for you out there, brother. You'll be in my thoughts when blasting through them pearly gates. Yeah, bro. Just go easy. Me and a close friend were just talking about the benefits of ayahuasca and spiritual psychedelic experiences. Cat's in Ohio, 38. He's 38. Oh, Miss Ford, flirting. Yeah, if you're looking for a reason to be offended, I just heard an offended quote recently. Oh, you're starting your address. Oh, oh shit. You ain't the only one flirting on here, Holly. I've been doing a little flirting myself as well as. That's okay though. Ain't nothing wrong with a little flirting. I wonder how. Oh well, you know. Let's just be responsible and keep the matter at hand. We can all have an orgy later when we're done with recovery business. Soberdelic orgy coming to a town near you in Ohio with a Soberdelic RV machine. I'm gonna get. Let's see if I get 50 members, that's $100 a month. If I get $100 members, that's $200 a month, depending on the tier and all that. So I'm gonna try to get members like lickety split. O-Dog, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. O-Dog creeping in the fucking DMs in this motherfucker. O-Dog just pops out of nowhere. Partner with the Phoenix, yeah. I'm actually, well, I started the volunteer process to start a disc golf event. I've had Daniel on the live stream before on video. My dude is handsome. You know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid to admit it. Yeah, I think y'all are the same age too, Holly. O-Dog still heading from my surgery 2.5 weeks ago. Heading? Well, welcome, O-Dog. ES, Nayland, Miss Ford, of course, Kat, Kopic. All of y'all welcome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be able to connect with some like-minded people, healing from some surgery. Well, speedy healing, Godspeed in your healing, O-Dog. It's a mental and physical process. Try not to get too fatigued out there. Go easy on yourself. Health comes first. Oh shit. Got some Nofap. Kind energy and goes for everyone who is going through it right now, but keep their heads up for everyone here and stay positive. Spread positivity to you, the team. My dude Daniel, old-time viewer, long-time commenter, long-time friend, he's a positive individual. My man's always walking, always working, looking for the family, looking out for the fam. Daniel Kopic. And my RV might not be able to submerge underwater, but well shit, if I get 500 members, maybe I'll get if I get 5,000 members, maybe I'll get a private jet. Soberdelic. Yeah, O-Dog. Thoughts and prayers. Mutual Fap. This is fun. What other fun tools do I have on here? Oh, Hillary May on here. Hillary was a little embarrassed about calling in. I don't think that'll happen again. She's a lovely person, and I didn't mean to embarrass her. I'm sorry, Hillary, if I embarrassed you in any way. And welcome to the chat. Sobriety fatigue is the topic tonight, although we have ventured into such intriguing areas as Nofap and mutual Fap and two brand new members, Kat and Kopic. What part of the planet? I I'm on the East Coast of America. I have had trolls. I have had malicious viewers before. Literally one that, well, there's been a couple. So I try not to talk too much about my exact location. Yeah, Hillary, she don't take no stuff. Lots of rough days here, nailing, lots to worry about, but this group alleviates it a bit sometimes. Well, good. And I feud on a regular basis. What? Feud. Yeah, we'll go for 2 hours on the stream. I am privileged and honored to be able to bring some relief to anybody going through it, or even just bored, or even just need a laugh, or even just need to talk. I'm just honored to be able to do this, to be completely honest. So we'll go for 2 hours tonight. Strange experiences with weirdos. Reserve. Yeah, do you have a channel or a social what I get is mostly I've had, in fact, in this slideshow in the very beginning, there was a picture of me, Bok Choy, Holly, Daniel, maybe even Hillary. Do y'all remember Bok Choy? I had a homosexual stalker. Very intense, very entertaining, a little unnerving. Taxes. Tomorrow's yes, congratulations. But don't feel bad, even my very responsible dad is doing his taxes right on the deadline. So I can't say for sure, but I don't know where the hell I'd be without this stream. I honestly wouldn't want to imagine it, as it could possibly death, jail, or worse regarding alcohol. It's nice to know. It's nice to know there's good people still. You're good people, Kopic, man. You don't seem to be fatigued by the fucking trudge of life. And it's good to see that kind of positive attitude. People hanging in when society and the world just pounds you down into the ground all the time. Yeah, Bok Choy was a long time ago. Kat says, at one point I had much more public presence, and actually my whole business website is currently up, but just had a recent experience with a troll, and since I work mostly on referral, may shut it down. Well, Kat, my email, I can put it right here. It's on the channel, information, Skrizzle. But if any of you guys want to email me, I'll post my email here. Will I ever learn to type without looking at the keyboard? Do any of you guys ever ask yourselves that? Send me a shout. What kind of business do you have there, Kat? And if it's none of my business, just say none ya. Miss Ford, Miss Ford's in a positive mood. Ain't no haters on here, Miss Ford. You can hit and creep out whoever you'd like. You're not creeping anybody out. I very much am, brother, but my baseline in life was always super positive, and loving reality was beat down, but I'll get back to my pure source. I just need to speak to myself again and sort some shit out. Well, you have a higher power, if I'm not mistaken. I've been putting a lot of my will in my life into the hands of my higher power. God is who I choose to call it. That's step 3. You know I recommend the steps, brother. You'll be rocketed into the 4th dimension of reality. Joy, happiness, and freedom. Yeah, you don't have to. I put my thesoberjames@gmail.com. All one word, thesoberjames@gmail.com. And as I get healthier, love life is becoming an option. But it doesn't have to be all that. As a matter of fact, recovery comes first, and I would never do anything to jeopardize that. But I ain't swiping it off the table. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This is the kind of stuff that just gravitates towards you when you start doing the next right thing. And that's my testimony to the day I goddamn die. Shit. My higher power can only help me. Sadly, I've noticed that it will no longer shift people's mindset pain anymore for me. It requires they work for themselves. I swear that whomever, whatever it is. We can't change people, places, and things all the time. We can't change people for sure. It's one of the reasons I'm grieving for my little sister, but I've known her for years, and I've been on a recovery mindset for a long time, and she has, unfortunately, people can only help themselves when it comes to the disease of addiction. Well, we can do everything we can to help you, but not if you don't want to help yourself. As far as changing other people's minds in your life, sometimes I do this to get focus on the camera. There it is. Sometimes your entire source of pain is external. I used to just meditate and eat some mushrooms once a month and speak to my entities. People would be healed. Miraculously, situations would go away. Yeah, if that's your higher, if you experience God through psychedelic mushrooms, that, and I am not the be-all, end-all of opinions, but as far as mind-altering substances, psychedelics are a different breed. As you know, I just gave up cannabis because I was using it too habitually 5-6 months ago, and I refused to pick it up, and I got rid of all my paraphernalia. What appears like the most tragic thing at the human level is the most expansive thing at the soul level for a person. I think I know what you're saying, Kat. And thank you, ES. My friend was committed to a psych ward. I got him out. And him clear and working within a week. The strength I can access is killing me as for some reason I can't help my current situation. The serenity prayer, brother. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The short version of that is, I can't, he can, let him. Or the very short version, I don't know. So, I like some ladies in their 50s, you know what I'm saying? Is it a full moon tonight? It's about to be a F-fest up in here. Well, I'm gonna get the Soberdelic F-bus and start touring the landlocked Americas, picking y'all up on the F-bus, and we can get it popping, you know what I mean? ES, would you ever date someone not in recovery? An active addict or alcoholic? Absolutely not. No disrespect, it would be very detrimental to my sobriety. It doesn't work. I did a couple streams on that. You can look up Relationships in Recovery, Soberdelic James. I got videos. Nayland has sworn off entanglements with quote. We all deserve love. Hopefully some of us allow it in their hearts. I don't know if I'll be able to do that for a while, but hey, who knows? Let's stop drinking and be destructive. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much you start to grow when you put down the booze, the drugs, and well, pornography. If you're in the Nofap circle, the Nofap circle jerk. And you got to go easy on yourself. We all have these, well, they call, often I hear addicts call themselves in the rooms of recovery egomaniacs with inferiority complexes. And that's just ego written up and down. Egomaniac with an inferiority complex. Don't let your ego tell you you ain't shit. Don't let your ego tell you you are the shit. Your ego is pretty much your addiction. Ego is edging God out. Easing God out is the ego. I discovered mine in sobriety 4 months ago. Just destroyed many parts of my life. My ego has been fucking with me since, who knows when my ego entered the scene. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. It has been a pleasure. It has been nothing short of a pleasure discussing recovery with you all tonight. And God bless you all for supporting me and this mission and helping me as well. There's a lot of spiritual growth that comes with helping each other. Kat, do you think there's an amount of time to be sober before introducing romance back in? One of my mentors said a year. I think it would be a case-by-case situation. You are correct. To say that 365 days after you put down your drug of choice is enough to partake in another's life. They say get a plant first. If you can keep the plant alive, get a pet. And I got my fish, my dogs. And if you can keep them alive, maybe then you can get a partner. But no, 365 days exactly is not it's not a recipe. It is a rule of thumb, but don't go by that. It's nowhere in the big book. Big book does have, and I'll read it before we go. Page 69 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous addresses sexual relationships. This is a 100-year-old book, and page 69 addresses sex. Now about sex. Many of us needed an overhauling there, but above all, we tried to be sensible on this question. It's so easy to get way off track. Here we find human opinions running to extremes, absurd extremes perhaps, One set of voices cry that sex is a lust of our lower nature, a base necessity of procreation. Then we have the voices who cry for sex and more sex, who bewail the institution of marriage, who think that most of the troubles of the race are traceable to sex causes. They think we do not have enough of it, or that it isn't the right kind. They see its significance everywhere. One school would allow no man no flavor for his fare, and the other would have us all on a straight pepper diet. We want to stay out of this controversy. We do not want to be the arbiter of anyone's sex conduct. We all have sex problems. We'd hardly be human if we didn't. What can we do about them? We reviewed our own conduct over the years past. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, or inconsiderate? Whom had we hurt? Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness? Where were we at fault? What should we have done instead? We got this all down on paper and looked at it. In this way, we tried to shape a sane and sound ideal for our future sex life. We subjected each relation to this test. Was it selfish or not? We asked God to mold our ideals and help us to live up to them. We remembered always that our sex powers were God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor to be despised or loathed. Whatever our ideals turned out to be, we must be willing to grow towards them. We must be willing to make amends where we have done harm, provided that we do not bring still more harm in doing. In other words, we treat sex as we would any other problem. In meditation, we ask God what we should do about each specific matter. The right answer will come if we want it. God alone can judge our sexual situation. Page 69 of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes, a rule of thumb is wait a year. If you just got sober, you got a lot of shit to hash out emotionally, mentally, spiritually. One thing I discovered even in rehab was, and remember that joke about the U-Haul? That's a testament to how we feel about getting into relationships. You're going to jump on that fucking band. You're going to jump on that you know what I mean? Someone who comforts you and you can spill your sobriety fatigue, you know, your problems to, and like, so in my experience, you start using people like you use the drug, selfishly for your own pleasure and for your own satisfaction. So, to answer your question, my personal answer, most people probably wouldn't like, but mine goes a little something like this. I don't want to be selfish and hurt another human being because I'm not a whole spiritual person. Emotional sobriety is sobriety in essence. Being free of alcohol and drugs is not sobriety. That's just being dry. You can be a dry drunk, and you can answer this question. Would you ever want to date a dry drunk? Angry, restless, irritable, discontent, selfish, egocentric, moody, horny, sensitive, paranoid, jealous. I say this from experience. So my answer to that question, when should you get in a relationship in recovery? It's when you feel you are whole. Did you keep your plant alive? Did you keep your pet alive? Well, then maybe you can keep a relationship alive. And that's very simplifying analysis of it. But you get the gist. Until you love yourself, you can't love another person. We've all heard that for many years. And basically, until you have room, and you'll know when there's room. Like I said earlier, I've only just now started to feel like pursuing romance in my life. When one gets so desperate as rock bottom delivers the gift of desperation, health, wellness, recovery, and sobriety is your first motive. That's where first things first comes from. Sobriety, recovery, first things first. Addiction, alcoholism is a disease of self, and to be in a relationship with another person is unfair. Codependency runs riot in addiction and addiction recovery and takes on many forms. My basic advice is get a sponsor and talk to your sponsor about where are you at in your recovery. Have you worked the 12 steps? Have you had a spiritual awakening? Do you carry your message to other alcoholics when in need? It's simple but complicated, and it's not easy. And I hope I answered your question. But in my experience, it's definitely not 365 days after your last drink you're ready for a relationship. It just doesn't make sense, and it's by, like you said, a case-by-case basis. All right, Hillary, Kopic, ES, Kat and Daniel especially for joining. Thank you. You're my, I think, 11th, 12th, or 13th members. Vinny Vintage, Hillary May, Miss Hashtag Holly Ford, and Michael. If you're still out there, I hope you're trudging the road to happiness. And, you know, just keep your head up. Ask your higher power. Ask God to take half your burdens. And as for when I'll see you again, it will be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day right here on the Soberdelic James channel. Thank you for being with me in this journey. And I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. Peace.